Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new banner, the double unit banner as I'm just going to call it, and also the weapon raid where we are going to be fighting the weapon from the story. And yes, global people, I guess that kind of is spoilers, but shouldn't be really surprising if a weapon shows up in a Final Fantasy by this point. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to note is that if you've been on Reddit, you may be wondering where the unit data is. Well, it turns out that something broke today, and whoever has done, kind of looks after the bots and whatnot and makes sure all the information is parsed, they're not here. I guess life is busy. That's fine. But basically, I just want to give a shout out to those guys who keep that stuff working. Obviously, this right now, Umber, isn't that a backhanded compliment? It's not working right now. Ship breaks, usually at the most inopportune time. But really want to give a shout out to those guys who do all the hard work that, because I use the FFBE database a lot just for, ease of access kind of thing. But, yeah, I really, really want to give a shout out to those guys who do a lot of the work. Anyway, so yeah, let's start talking about it, and let's start talking actually about something a little different. Let's focus in on the raid, because the raid is kind of an important thing. The raid is something that we've been waiting all month to see where the rewards have gone from the Mod King. We've been missing 2 UOCs, and now that this is here, I can tell you that some of you are going to be quite disappointed. Yeah. So taking a look at the raid rewards this month, well, we have that another Omni Rod, cool, or whatever it's called, that TMR. We also have just what seems like just the normal amount of tickets and whatnot. Nothing overly special in the rewards there. So the big thing was the special reward pool. What does that look like? And honestly, it does not look as good as I was kind of hoping. Alum could have done just really nice things, and I guess they dodged all of that. Congrats to them. So the first thing you'll notice is that there are 10 Super Trust Mastery tickets in there. That's a fine number. That's kind of where I thought it would be. However, the problem is it's only 1 UOC. We're missing a UOC now from this month. Now you can pitchfork. Now you can pitchfork and burn alum to the ground. Stepping down, even if we are getting more 5-star EX tickets a month, UOCs are still what I feel like more valuable than 5-star EX tickets, because a random rainbow at this point just isn't that great a lot of the time. The reduction in UOCs is kind of poopy, and I feel like Alum is trying to get away with something here and hoping that nobody cares, and this is kind of the thing where people have to either step up and show that they care a lot and not compromise in their values on that, and just really say, hey, Alum, you gotta at least keep the same number of UOCs. We should not be going backwards. We should be going forwards. Other than that, last month there were a total of 3 5-star EX tickets. That has been reduced to 1 as well. Now, we did get an extra EX ticket in the Mod King earlier this month, but again, this is another reduction overall. And I don't know, maybe Alum thinks that nobody's going to notice because they're spread out more. We noticed. So yeah, it seems like overall, as compared to last month, we're down 1 UOC and 1 EX ticket, but we're up 10 Super Trust Mastery tickets. I'm pretty sure the math on there doesn't work out quite that good. I am not so fussed about the 5-star EX ticket. Those are kind of just a thing to me. But the UOC is a big deal. The UOC is something that really goes a long way to bearing with just how big the unit pool has gotten for 5-star EX tickets. And if you think that I'm just complaining about this and you don't care about this, really? You don't care about we're getting less rewards now? That's just kind of shitty. Anyway, so let's continue on. Other than that, looks basically the same. Nothing really looks anything that different here, so okay. I mean, I guess this is what we're going to live with, or we'll see what happens next month. Hopefully they get some backlash, because this doesn't feel really that good at this point. But how about the unit banner? Well, first of all, I'm going to give credit. Rowan is a character that I don't think about very much, but it seems like a lot of people out there are quite a big fan of Rowan and are disappointed the fact that he seems to just be getting the short end of the stick and not getting a 5-star unit. So I'm going to give a little credit to Rowan here. You know, he's an ice samurai. That's pretty cool. And just going to kind of show off that limit burst. It reminds me, who does it remind me of? I don't know, but it's just really cool. Also, I'm a big fan of ice characters, so yeah, we'll give him some attention. But not too much, because we're not super interested in that. Alright, so let's talk about the 5-star banner units. And first of all, gotta show off the animations for this, because the animations may be my favorite thing. Definitely about Jake and Lid. That should give you a preview of what I think of the kit, but they seem to work well in tandem, although the positioning of that, if they were a little bit closer, could have potentially pushed Brave Exvius into an R-rated game. So, I guess, good job on separation, although it's still kind of creepy. And Limit Burst turns into, looks like just a massive gun. Okay. And the victory animation is quite cute. Until you remember that she's far younger. Oh, ding! My supper's ready. One more time. That's for the Lid and Jake fans out there. Oh, and they're almost dead. And oh, look at that. Lid's crying over Jake's dead body. Interesting. Continuing on, Lid and Jake seem to have a really good selection of weapons. Not so much armor, though, and that's a big thing for me. It's also kind of comical to me that they can equip a light shield. I'll talk about that in a second. Now, the TMR I've stated as being really good until you think of how few units, and more importantly, how few top-tier units can actually use this. It's 30% HP, 40% attack, equipped with either a gun or a hammer. But the problem here with Lid and Jake is that they are true dual-hand units, meaning that you're only going to equip probably one weapon to them, which means that you're not going to get the full value out of this. They have no true dual-wield bonus from what I can see, so yeah, it's true dual-hand or nothing. And so that makes their TMR, you know, in theory, eventually one day there's going to be a unit that can use guns and hammers and a true dual wielder, and that unit is going to get the biggest boost ever from this TMR. But until then, this TMR is not as good as I thought, and probably, you know, only in theory it would be good if the right unit comes along. But until then, I don't know, just save some Moogles that come from this. There should still be Trust Moogles in the raid pool, and I guess blank container it eventually if you need to. Super Trust Mastery is the accessory with 100 MP, 58 attack, 20 defense, and 3 abilities on it. This is good. I mean, it's a high attack accessory with some defense and MP. I think all of that is valuable, and the extra abilities are kind of okay, so yeah, I think it's fine. But let's get talking about what I think of this guy's kit, because this guy's kit, and I should apologize if I did any mistranslations. I'm sorry. I'll try and put an amendium in the description if there's anything I find out later that's different, but hey. So, attack-wise, base 207 with an extra 65.5 points put in. Doesn't seem quite as high as some of the other attackers out there, but it could be because of his modifiers. Specifically his Limit Burst. Now this Limit Burst, 36 crystals, 3,800% modifier on it, and it has a 74% defense and spirit debuff. Now I'm going to talk about why I like this and why I don't. First of all, it hits everything. That's good. It's 23 hitter, meaning that it is doing chain damage, and I think that is really, really good. What the frames are, I have no idea, and we won't know until the data mine is out, but It looks like it is just a solid multi-hit ability with a couple of hits at the start. So it could be a really good chainer. Also, he has a 50% limit burst increase, so it's more around, 6,000% just naturally in his kit, so it's a very strong limit burst. Jake also has the potential of 4 different elements on his attack, so I think his limit burst is very, very powerful, and it also buffs some of his other attacks with a 500% modifier. But the 74% debuff is kind of the thing that I'm situationally looking at just being like, meh. And you may be wondering why I'm meh. A lot of bosses are built to be tanky now. The trial bosses don't get defense and spirit broken. So this 74% defense and spirit looks really nice until you remember that a lot of trials you can't just do it. For DPS checks, it should be fine because those seem to still be defense and spirit broken, but yeah. Limit Burst definitely seems powerful, and that's the main part of his kit, because Lid really doesn't bring that much to this fight. They do have Guts, they do get, HP up, probably will have a fairly decent amount of HP, and attack when all things are said, done, and equipped. But here's the thing, the debuffs in his kit just don't seem that good, and neither do most of his regular attacks. He doesn't seem to be a chainer at all, other than his limit burst. His debuffs, he has a, everyone gets broken with a 2-hit attack of 50%, but 50% is nothing. 50% is actually really bad. Is it better than nothing? Yeah, but only slightly. 50% is just really low compared to the other breakers, so yeah, it's an AoE break, but it still doesn't feel that good. Continuing on, looking at those are all just passives and status immunity. He has about 150% true dual hand in his kit from what I've seen. That's pretty meh again. It's just not that much. You're going to need to have to put another 50 and 100% in to make sure that you're, 150% total in to get the full maxed out. And his elemental debuffs, 70% only. Yeah, they're for 2 elements at a time, but there are a lot of current characters that can get 120% debuffs on a specific element, or even sometimes a couple elements. I think there was Dark Fina who could do that. But anyway, yeah. This is not overly impressive. Nothing about his elemental debuffs are impressive. Looking at his elemental imbuing, they are not attacks, they are abilities that also have the bonus effect of something. I think we talked about them yesterday, like, which one? I think it's Fire, gives like 120% attack boost, which is okay, but nothing that great. If you have a buffer, you can probably do better than that. And then he just kind of leads into a whole bunch of attacks, some with, damage ignoring components to it. He has natural double cast in his kit, which is good. That is something that he definitely needs. For equipping his own TMR, he just gets the bonuses for, attack and whatnot. The limit burst increase is in there, and last but not least are his cooldowns, and his cooldowns are such a weird mix of things. One of them gives him basically some damage reduction of 74% magic, which is a pretty good survivability because, he gets triple cast, so the next turn could be really powerful, and it gives a physical DPS some survivability, but it's on a 6-turn cooldown. It's just, I believe, I believe it's just a 1 turn, so not as great. And he has another cooldown on a 3-turn cooldown that is available turn 1, I believe. Just 2200% modifier. Powerful hit, but limited, so yeah. Here's the thing. Jake has multiple elements in his kit. He doesn't seem to have any killers that I can see whatsoever. The element as well as the strong limit burst seem to be the big bonuses to this. but I'm not overly impressed of his debuffing capability, which is kind of disappointing since the lid was a really good debuffer for a long time. And here she just kind of has nothing to her. So Jake seems to be just a finisher and seems to be all about the limit burst, but I'm just not impressed with this unit at all. So I think this is a pretty easy skip. Now, on the other side of that conversation is Fina Squared. And yes, that is what I'm calling her. Fina Squared is probably the best, well, no, it is the best unit on this banner. Maybe the 4-star because you're looking for that for Rowan. But TMR is a 55 magic accessory with dual wield equipped to it. This is just a beautiful thing. I think you should get your hands on one of these. If you have any interest in passive interest in mages, this is just a really good TMR with dual wield for mages. Yeah, or potentially hybrids too. That's actually kind of an interesting thought. But moving on, just a strong accessory. And as for the super TMR, 60% magic, 50% light and darkness resistance, but only a 25% true dual wield bonus. Yuck. The elemental resistance is beautiful on this thing, like 50% light and dark, valuable elements, nothing to complain about there. 60% magic is good, kind of the going rate on, you know, most magic TMRs. Some of them are 80, I think, but this one, 60 is fine. 25% true dual wield magic is just so bad. It's so awkward, so I guess you need 2 of these, or I don't... Maybe that one 4-star Magna on the JP side who only gives 25% true dual... Like, this feels like nothing. Or true... Yeah. No, that's true dual hand. I don't know where you get the extra 25% true dual wield. It doesn't seem to be in her kit that I saw. So, this Super TMR feels a lot less valuable. TMR feels valuable, Super TMR doesn't feel quite as valuable. Still a good Super TMR for mages, don't get me wrong, but it's just not as exciting as I think we thought it would be. If it had 50% true dual wield, then it would be really nice. It would be something worth wailing for. Oh yeah, we haven't shown the animations yet. But her Limit Burst is a very strong thing, and I'll use this to segue into the animations. Limit Burst is a 3,700% 39 hit, so kind of like AoE hit. Basically reminds me of CG Sakura's Limit Burst, only 34 crystals, and it gives a 200% magic boost and triple cast for 3 turns. This is just solid Limit Burst, absolutely solid Limit Burst. So let's go in and show, first let's show the attack. Magic. See, as you can see, it just looks like it's going to be a really solid hitting multi-hit. And victory animation is pretty cute too, actually, just to see happy Fina and serious Fina. But yeah, Limit Burst feels really strong on this unit too. Looking at MP, nice amount of MP, pretty darn good amount of HP too. Magic 219 base is pretty darn high with 65.5 points put in, and still good spirit. Defense isn't great though, but that's to be expected from 2 girls. Mages. Sorry, girls, that was a stupid thing to say. Magic in the kit has Scan, come back, Dispelga, as well as Life, or Full Life and Auto Raise. I do believe, yeah, or is it just... No, it's Auto Life. As well as the Max HP spell, that's all perfectly fine. What's interesting in her kit is she doesn't have... Oh, no, she does have dual black magic. Sorry, my bad. She has Entrust as well, so she can pass off her Limit Burst, she can, which is good. That's one of the things I still like about CG Fina to this day. Dual magic means that she has good flexibility when it comes to being a mage. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about the other abilities. We'll get to those eventually. She has a counter heal, which is good. She has extra HP and MP. She doesn't have really status protection, which is, you know, a little disappointing. She also has a some nice MP regeneration at 7%. Looking what else she has, basically kind of the counter that Dark Fina has. HP heal, which is just kind of a better one, as well as a MP heal. And the MP heal and the HP heal, well, the MP one gives her triple cast for 1 turn. Kind of think of Chair Rain, or CG Rain, I should say, who has the MP bonus as well. Bonus magic, bonus that, charm immunity, which is always good, always valuable. But really, I'm getting to the exciting part of her kit. So let's wrap up a few other things. Some true dual wield as well as natural true dual wield. That's great. That's what I wanted to see. Doesn't need her TMR for that. Does need her TMR for something else. So, okay, natural dual casting. An actual AoE 80% light and dark buff, which is really just solid for elemental protection. Her killer ability that she can, I believe, AoE. But here's the big thing. This is the big thing. She's a chainer. And looks to be a Stardust Ray chainer, because 10 hits is basically Stardust Ray, unless there is some weird frames on it, which we won't know until the data mine. But just solid elemental options, light, dark, and earth. Earth means that she can chain with CG Rain. She can now be a Stardust chaining partner for quite a few units, so that is valuable. What's more is that because of her limit burst, if her limit burst still works out to frame nicely with CG Rain, her constant access to, getting triple cast mean that she could be a good triple cast Stardust Ray chainer, and it's a magic Stardust Ray chainer. Congratulations, Alan. This unit is actually interesting now, to say the least. Yeah, bonus for, magic and stats for equipping her own TMR. She has some extra spirits, some extra HP and defense. She has what is really, getting more interesting, her charm ability also has a big light and darkness debuff for multiple turns of 100% for each, so that's really good and solid. She has a bigger Stardust Ray chainer in one of her cooldowns that's accessible every 2 turns. That's pretty usable. Again, pairs nicely with Rain, strangely enough. But she also has I do believe, the first in-game 120% Earth debuff on one of her abilities. This is just, I think, really good if you are wanting to, again, chain with Rain. CG Rain could really use that 120% Earth debuff, so that works. And her last ability is just a 6-turn HP heal with auto revive put on. It's that CG Fina thing that she does so well, and here it does well too. So I am more than okay with this. I like this. I guess I should talk just about the unit, not talking about the series abilities quite yet. I think that this unit is definitely the better one than the other one, than Jake and Lid. Stardust Ray chainers are becoming more valuable. It is obviously becoming the main chaining family. She has a potential chaining partner too. I'm interested to see how the limit bursts limit bursts size up to one another, if the framing is good between her and CG Rain, but it is interesting. It is an interesting concept, although I think her limit burst will never have an element to it. So, yeah, I'm going to give this unit actually kind of a thumbs up, just because, for one thing, a Magic Stardust Ray Chainer, that's interesting. Triple elements on her is some good options, counter healing, as well as some nasty little counter abilities, and Trust, which is a nice thing to be able to pass off to another character, auto revive in her kit, some good HP healing, and natural dual wield all feels really solid with a basically a mage that has a good amount of HP, spirit, and magic. So yeah, okay. Would I say that you need to UOC this unit? No, but if you wanted to try, if you were interested in this unit, I think this is a good one. Now, as for the cooldown abilities, that you get, or the abilities that you get from the trial. This one just gives big modifiers to a lot of her chaining attacks, which is good. As well as some extra HP, MP, and it looks like some more true dual-wield magic, so that's really nice in her kit. Really valuable if you already have it. And hold on, I'm saving the best for last. Jake just, yeah, some modifier. I'm just really unhyped about that unit. I'll take a look at the data when it's fully published to make sure I haven't missed anything. But now for the best thing of this entire video, which is not the victory, not the hurt, but there you go. Congratulations, this is as close as we're going to get to seeing two girls scissor in Brave Exvius. Yep, let that stew there for a while. Anyway, that's all for this video, and I will see you guys next time when we take a look at something else, probably something global related, because I think it's about that time. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time.